Yellow! Sage Northcutt has massive star potential. Athletic, he has the look, he's skillful and flashy, the guy basically looks like a Marvel superhero. An overly optimistic main character. He has a good family and even the dude's name is cool. How is any of this fair? How do you give someone high base stats and everything? He's even 6 feet tall. You want to flip the script and catfish women on Tinder? Literally just make a profile of Sage Northcutt and you'll get the average experience women have, but as a guy. Overall, he's one of those fighters who could very well shake up the world, but it seems as you, that in experience, you often get the better of him. Here, Sage tried his hand at 1 versus a 7-time World Muay Thai champion. I've broken down one of Cosmo's highlight moments before, and the man is not only a freak athlete, but a grizzled veteran who shared the arena with greats. I believe Sage should be learning from monsters like this before taking on this tier, because even though the level of grappling in America is world class, the academic institutions commonly have wrestling available for the youth. In Asia though, you cannot deny their tier of strikers, especially those fostered under the fire of the great Muay Thai. You have to respect Sage's courage. Let's hope this 23-year-old can find his way, taking this as a learning experience. After all, his heart is in the right place. There's no doubting the amount of good he could contribute to the world. That said, let's take a closer glance at what actually happened. First, notice Sage's stance. Bladed, hands down, versus Cosmo, who was standing hands up and very balanced, although traditionally, the weight of a Muay Thai stance is planted on the back leg so that you aren't knocked off balance and or punished as heavily when eating low kicks. Plus, you can just check kicks faster when you can just raise your leg up, opposed to having to shift your weight off of it first. Cosmo, on the other hand, appears to be prioritizing mobility. Watch this beautiful side kick from Sage. There's real weight behind it. He feints up high with his lead hand, chambers the lead leg, and as he tilts back his torso, it sinks more weight into the kick. Also notice how the back leg replaces the position the lead leg was in. This in turn also helps drive Sage's body weight into the kick. Beautiful technique. But here's where Sage lost the fight. It was Cosmo's superior veteran ring generalship. Let's break this down. The karate style heavily emphasizes footwork over defenses like a check, and so watch how Sage can avoid low kicks, but what is the cost? Space. Cosmo keys on, and notice how Sage is leaving a lot of space to avoid low kicks. Each feint has Sage give him more space, which in turn gives up his pressure. This makes it easy for Cosmo to become the aggressor, where Sage was at first the one controlling the bout with his countering pressure. If Sage had, say, an infinite amount of space, this would be no big deal, but when you are constantly backing up, eventually you'll be against the ropes. You'll run into something. Why is this a problem though? With Sage against the ropes, observe how he can no longer elusively move in and out. He momentarily uses the horse riding stance to cut an angle, but watch Cosmo's veteran ring generalship. He does not follow Sage. He cuts him off by stepping parallel along the same line. This has Sage instantly revert back to his offensive stance. He's still trying to find space, and so he tries the other way now. But watch how he searches for that space still in his bladed stance. This makes his steps very awkward and gives him a clear rhythm to his movement. Watch how on the half beat, before Sage plants his weight, Cosmo is already firing his shots from the back leg. This is important because a meaningful punch is weight distribution. If your feet aren't settled in place, you can extend your arm, sure, but it won't have any meaningful oomph as all your weight is distributed from your hips and pivot. Boom. Sage tries to check, but it's too late. He steps against a perfectly timed haymaker of an overhand. The deciding factor that won Cosmo this bout was his ability to control Sage without even landing a strike. While Sage had finesse, youth, and obvious athleticism, Cosmo was playing a high-level game of chess instead. In end, it was the old game of youth versus experience. Versus this grizzly veteran, I hope Sage takes this as a learning experience and comes back stronger, because I still believe he has a lot he can share with the world. He's a great young man. Nonetheless, thank you, Cosmo Alexandre and Sage Northcutt, for the privilege to watch. If you like more from me, please subscribe and hit the notifications. Thank you if you did. Smash the like button if you enjoyed. It's good karma. And until next time, peace.